Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening. Paul Trainey here, the one and only Shauna Lynn, or the only one that matters. There might be more out there.
There's there's several Shauna Lynns that have contacted me.
But there's only one Shauna Parmesan.
Yes, that's very true.
That is your social media handle. Find you on, actually, what are you on Behance? It's Shauna
Behance,
Lynn?
I actually think I'm Shauna Panczyszyn on Behance.
Panczyszyn. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good to have you here.
Welcome
back. This is really good. So give her a warm welcome. We want to welcome you, everyone in chat and everybody's watching. JC, Hector, Steve, RG3. Speaking of Robert Generett III, we happen to have one of his pieces right here. And these are the giveaways today, by the way.
Awesome.
Little Rob Zilla piece that he produced on a stream. The chain, I think, is actually a brush. It might be. I think it was a brush that he made.
Dude, that's awesome.
In Illustrator. So
I have this
really
at home.
cool.
Actually, I won these one day.
Ooh, look at you!
Yeah.
Good. And then Jing Wei, well, really popular style right now. She's really awesome. Doing it on the stream. And then Christine Heron. Again, she's a creative resident of ours at one point. So. Those are all the fun posters that you could win, and we also have a challenge going on, so you could always check the challenge tab. We're creating infographics, and yeah, you probably were already given the lowdown, but at any point you can always check out the challenge tab. And the key thing there is to just make sure it's a health-related infographic, and you can use these templates through this link, and then of course submit it. And what that looks like is, again, they're like these. Gives you a, a starting point. Make up your own health stats. Have fun with it. We're just encouraging you to design, really is the whole idea. So what's up, Felicia? Good to have you here.
Hey, I see Vaughn. Hey, Vaughn. How you doing?
Vaughn's somebody you've... Tell me, who's Vaughn?
Vaughn Glitchka's super talented. He is an illustrator and works a lot in Illustrator. Does a lot of vector work. He does a thing called 5-minute logos, which are hilarious.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, Shauna, like Adobe's had a relationship with you for a while, right?
Yeah.
Because essentially, you basically were a Twitch streamer. Cool.
Yes. I was a Twitch streamer for the Adobe channel back when they were on Twitch, and I would stream every Thursday for about 3 hours and do just various lettering and sketching and pretty much just whatever I wanted to do that day, be it lettering and type related. So
all right, that's fun. That's cool. And we've had you stream for us. It's good to have you in the flesh here. As well. I think we're able to switch to your screen. We can kind of dive into, this is typically what you'd stream about something like this, and it's fun. I think today, I don't know if you want to talk about the plan today. And
yeah, so today I'm doing Facebook event cover photos. So you know how like if you put together some sort of Facebook event, you kind of have like the generic ones they provide to choose from, but you can also upload your own custom one. And so I'm doing one for Star Wars Day because that's Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you. Val's already freaking out. I love it.
Yeah, I
did this just for you, Val. Just for you.
I love, Star Wars. Star Wars is fun. I really like Captain Kirk and Star Wars. I'm going to just mix up Star Trek and Star Wars for the next 2 hours just to annoy Voodoo Val, who's like not going to think it's funny at all. Like, I love the USS Enterprise. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, so cool.
May the Force be with you. Paul, you stop right now. Val. What did we call you, Val? Sith Lord Val? Is that what it is? Or is it, you have like a special name and I love it.
There has to be maybe a Star Wars name generator. Do you think there's something like that out there? I should check.
It's the internet. I'm sure there is.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
so
I mean...
I want to see what your name is. Like, what would your Star Wars name be?
Let's do it. Yeah, so I started out and I just did a very rough sketch, and I'm going to just kind of dive in and start making, changes and stuff as I go. So if you guys have questions, like, feel free to ask. But this is all in Photoshop. It's with my own custom brushes that I've made myself and mimic the tools that I like to use.
Yeah, and you probably just kind of started this like not too long ago. Just kind of like, I mean, probably, I don't know. It didn't take that long, or like, what's your?
I started this about 10 minutes before you walked in.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And just because that's what you did yesterday, you're like, I kind of sketched something else just so we're not starting with a blank page.
Yeah.
And then refining it. You're working just on one layer, like you said you usually do.
Yeah. Today I'm not going to do
board.
Yeah, one artboard right now, and this is sized up to be the exact dimensions of the Facebook event cover photos. So this is for the May the 4th Be With You watch party, which I made up. But I'll make this available once it's finished for whoever wants to use it, so you can host your own like last minute watch party if you so desire.
Thank you, Jesse. There is a Star Wars name generator, so I'm going to see if I run Shauna Lynn through it and what happens.
Do it.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if people know about this, but like even since you did mention Facebook, this is a Facebook event, but this is also something we have in Photoshop. Here we go. Is this little share button right up here. So as you're creating something, you can click right there, and then this would actually probably post it as a post.
Yeah.
But you know, this is an easy way just to.
I'll share it via Twitter, and then if you guys just follow me on Twitter, then you can get it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so right here, what's happening? That's the whole idea. So.
A Microsoft Surface. Yes, this is a Surface Pro 4.
Let's take a look at it. The tablet. Perfect.
Yeah. It's the Surface Pro 4. And I really like it.
Surface Pro 4. Awesome.
Yeah.
No, it is. It actually is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, Jan Eric
Fleshing
is
these
he's just lies. Quentin Tarantino's rumored to direct the next Star Trek movie. Oh, I don't know. Maybe that is true. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't kill me. I don't follow Star Wars at all. I know like the famous lines, and that's about it. The last one I saw was the one with Jar Jar Binks in it.
Really? So you haven't seen like The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi or? This is fascinating. Oh, you really ticked off Voodoo Val now. I was like, what? But that's fascinating.
Yeah.
That is fascinating. And I think last time I saw Voodoo Val, we were talking, it was not long after The Last Jedi came out. She has strong opinions about things.
I would imagine she does, and I would hope she does.
She has strong opinions. I don't think she's like a huge fan. I absolutely loved it, but anyways.
I know she also has very strong opinions about Kylo Ren.
Yeah, we get it. We get it. You like Kylo Ren. And we like you for liking Kylo Ren. She actually dressed up as a Kylo Ren for like one of the movies. I don't know. Help us out here. Just curious if there's any Star Wars fans out there.
I'm an Avengers fan.
Yeah.
I went as the Winter Soldier for Halloween one year.
Did you really?
Yes. And I'm very proud of that costume.
Yeah, I brought in some stuff.
I have to see the new Avengers though, so no spoilers.
Yeah, it just
even though I know what happens
when everybody died. It's like kind of I liked it other than when everybody died in the new Avengers.
Well, that's the spoiler I've already read, so.
Just kidding. I'm joking.
I just ruined it for people.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers in the chat either. So we're focusing on Star Wars for this Friday. Again, we're just making an event.
But I do still
banner.
need to see that.
Is that sort of like a masthead? What did you call it again?
Yeah, the Facebook event banners.
Yeah,
so
like the one at the top.
Yeah, and they're like, because Facebook's constantly changing things, the dimensions always change. So I thought it was going to be wider. It's not. It's not. It's like much narrower.
Okay.
But it's
the interesting thing about this is, you know, starting out larger, but also like how it looks on a mobile device, for instance, as well as.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because I have no idea if it crops on mobile or not. This is something I probably should have researched beforehand, but I didn't.
No, that's good. And we want to see you create. And essentially, once you have this larger piece, you can always kind of make that smaller version with pieces of this.
Yeah, and the way that I've made this is I could crop R2-D2 out of it completely if I had to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know some things about Star Wars, just not a lot of things about Star Wars. I know I love R2-D2.
Yeah, he is. It's pretty cute. But you, like you said, you're an Avengers fan.
I'm an Avengers fan, though. Right now they have they're building the Star Wars land over at Disney Hollywood Studios near me, and I will check that out because it's supposed to be, like, the rumor has it that it's supposed to be so interactive that, like, with your magic band, it'll interact with different people who are, you know, different characters around that area, and they'll be able to heckle you if you don't do well on, like, a shooting ride.
Oh, really? Like, this is a Star Wars experience there? Huh.
They're basically turning Hollywood Studios into Star Wars. Like, I went one day over Christmas, not last year, but the year prior, and it was, I walked in and they just had, like, the Imperial March, I think is what it is, whatever it is, like, dun, 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 that one was playing, and, like, all these stormtroopers were walking across the park.
Oh, really?
And then Kylo Ren comes out, and I was like, I don't know what's happening. And then they had a little BB-8.
Huh.
That was cute.
That is pretty cute.
But yes, they're basically just, they got rid of the Great Movie Ride, and they're now just focusing on Star Wars there. I think Toy Story too, but there's a whole thing where it's supposed to be Star Wars.
Yeah, that's cool. And you got to do that. I mean, right now I think Harry Potter's big at, say, like Universal Studios.
Oh, I love it.
You
They
know?
just announced, I think, that there's a new ride coming to Islands of Adventure, and it's a Hagrid ride.
Okay.
And I am here for it.
Hagrid. Which one's Hagrid?
The big, giant...
Oh, the big guy.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Do you know what, like, Harry Potter, like, or excuse me, Hogwarts house you belong to?
I'm a Slytherin.
You are a Slytherin, and you're all
Yeah.
black, and you're, like, very cunning. Is that kind of the key word there?
That's what it is. Like, I have a very sweet little demeanor, but don't let that don't let that deceive you, because I'm very, very passive aggressive and very snarky.
Snarky. You know which one I am? I'm a Hufflepuff.
Are you?
Yep.
You know what?
Yeah, I'm real tough. I'm a Hufflepuff.
You know what? Since Fantastic Beasts, Hufflepuff has been getting a lot more love. So.
Okay. Well, the short of it is like, actually I test like even for all four.
Oh, okay.
But you get to pick, and I identify more with like the loyal like person you want to hopefully invite to a party.
Okay.
Sort of thing. And I don't know how to really be mean.
I kind of tested in between Slytherin and Ravenclaw. So
Okay.
I'm sort of
really
like
cool. Ravenclaw's cool. Isn't that the intelligent?
Yes. That one, yeah, of which I don't consider myself, but
No, you're good.
I like Slytherin though. It's fun. And I love going to the parks because you can, I don't know if you know, they have interactive wands and you can actually cast spells and stuff
It's
there.
really cool.
I went for Harry Potter weekend the first time I ever went and ended up buying an annual pass because I had to go back.
Ah, nice.
I walked in and I like teared up and just it feels like you walk right into the movie. It's so amazing.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. So it looks like we have some Slytherins. Voodoo Val, Hector's Slytherin.
Wizard Bilbo.
Axel's Ravenclaw. What's that? What are you reading?
Her quote at the top.
You're a wizard, Bilbo?
Sorry.
You really like that one, huh?
Oh god.
She's just mashing up a bunch of... That really got to you. You're turning that color of your hair right now.
She mashed up Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and X-Men.
It's good times.
Oh, that was good.
That was funny. Colby's a Hufflepuff. Welcome. We welcome all the houses of the Harry Potter houses, whatever you call that darn school, whatever.
Yeah. Hogwarts and it's Ilvermorny in the States. So they have that house now, or that school now too. How obvious is it that I like Harry Potter?
And you are right there. You could literally like go like all the time. Have your butter beer there. Go have a butter beer.
You know what?
Hang out.
I actually don't care for butter beer. I only like the hot butter beer, and they only do it when it gets cold out, which is rare in Florida. But it's so fun. I've gone and just like walked around before and then gone right back home.
All right, good to have you here, Anna Milena Gavasa from the land of camels, Dubai. Oh, fantastic. I would consider that's a magical place as well. That's also real. So, good to have you here. Hector, I'm wondering where you're hailing from. Chime in, Midi. Good to see you. Wondering where you're at right now. We're in beautiful San Francisco, where it's actually been really nice out today.
It's so nice.
We can see outside these big glass windows. We have a good view of the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a sunny day, and lots of good things happening today. Philippines in the house. Again, Philippines, what time is it there, like 3 a.m.? No, it had to have to be like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Chile in the house. Newfoundland.
Oh, we have in Florida. Hi, Florida.
Jessica Song.
And Tampa.
From Toronto. Love Toronto. Italy in the house as well. Very cool. Berlin.
I saw there was an Orlando person earlier.
Here, do you mind giving me one of those? Just for fun. For inspiration. Do you know I have this little guy? DC, 4 p.m. All right. And Mexico in the house. London town. Again, 4:20 a.m. in the Philippines. You win. Anel, you want to be in San Francisco? Today's a good day to be here because, again, it's sunny out.
And it's like, there's a little bit of wind. It's not overwhelming. And you walk outside and it's like the perfect temperature right now.
Yeah.
I came, like, it was 85 when I left from Florida on...
Which also seems kind of awesome.
Monday.
Like, I don't know.
Not when it's humid. That's,
okay.
No, it would be so nice if it were not humid, but the humidity is what does it. You walk outside and you feel like you're in a sauna. Aww.
That's just a little, yeah, it's Thor from the Avengers.
I've not seen Ragnarok either.
Ragnarok's my favorite movie.
I need to go see that.
Yeah, you do.
I only just saw Doctor Strange the other night.
Hey, Noah, I can open my toys if I want to, by the way. It says you don't open these. I think toys are meant to be played with. I'm sorry. I didn't buy them to keep them in a box. You can't, plus you can't contain Thor at all.
No, you can't.
So there's that. And guess what? I'm going to open up this one as well. You ready for this, Andrea? Because this will also... I actually got this thinking of you, by the way. I actually just got this on Sunday. Both these characters.
Oh my gosh.
Just look at the Bob Ross.
He's so cute. He's so cute.
Just a little inspiration.
I took you know how that Michael's craft store does the Bob Ross painting classes? Or did you not know that?
Michael's does?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I took them as a kid, actually.
Yeah, I went to one in high school with one of my friends because she and I just love Bob Ross. And it's actually like fun because you follow along and you learn to do one of his paintings. And so I came out with this mountain and then you covered it with sparkles at the end.
Oh,
which is what he doesn't
fun.
do. I don't know why they had us put sparkles on it, but
yeah.
I think my best friend has mine now.
Did you do magic white? Did you cover it with white initially?
Yes.
And that does all the blending?
Yeah, and you had to do with the brush and do the X strokes all the way down.
Okay.
With the big fluffy brush.
Gotcha. And then the fan brush for doing the trees.
Yes, that was the cool part because you made your line and then you just went and all of a sudden you're like,
you'd start with the dark
like
colors and then add some highlights.
And because it was a wintry scene, after we did the trees, we went back in with white and the fan brush and put snow on the branches.
Oh wow, that's cool. Happy little trees. We've got our happy little Bob Ross just wishing us well today, saying, hey, you know what, it's going to be all good. Somebody did ask about the iPad Pro, whether it's, I don't know, worth it or a good investment or something like that.
I have one. I will sometimes use it for sketching, but I don't do full client work on it. So I know people that use it the whole way, and I know that you can run AstroPad on it and use it like a Cintiq, but I don't know how
how responsive it is and all that good stuff.
Yeah, like I've heard it's good, but I don't know if it's got like a lag or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually gets kind of pixelated if you move really fast. But that's the last time I tried it.
Yeah.
Like, I think it all just comes down to, like, you know,
maybe it's improved
different strokes for different folks. Like, we have people come on, like,
Yeah.
you know, Rob Zilla's creating this stuff on an iPad Pro, and I'm like, okay,
That
sold.
blows my mind.
You know, I'll make this. That's awesome, and you're totally inspiring. Jing Wei uses just her mouse and a laptop. Actually, I don't even know if she uses a mouse. She might just actually use her trackpad.
That I can't even wrap my head around.
Yeah, and you're very much digging the stylus, and I think that might take some getting used to. But you certainly wield it like as if it's a lightsaber, and you're Luke. There you go. How you like that, Val? Or you're Kylo Ren.
There we go.
It's a lightsaber.
Yeah, when I worked on an Intuos Pro for years, and so I was used to drawing down here and looking at my screen up on my desk. And when I got the first generation Cintiq 13-inch, it changed my entire workflow, but it took me a couple days to get really used to it. And then even going from the Cintiq to this, it took a few days to get really comfortable adjusting to this tablet as well. However, the tablet doesn't make the designer. If you can't draw without it, you won't be able to draw with it.
Yeah, exactly. But man, it sells stuff. By the way, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
yeah.
if you're like, hey, you know what? I can be like you just by getting a Surface Pro 4. I'm like, yeah, I want to buy one.
Yeah.
I do love the idea of actually working in actual Photoshop.
Yeah.
Rather than a simplified version or something like that. You know.
Yeah, that's what I really like about this, is the fact that I can run Photoshop and I can run pretty large files on this, because I've done full client work on this before.
Reverb Mike, you said Bob Ross episodes had a squirrel. I think so, because actually these little characters as well.
Does he come with like an attachable squirrel?
There's one where he comes with a squirrel, another one where he comes with, is it a big brush? But one of them comes with a squirrel.
How many Bob Ross variations are there?
I don't know. There are at least 3.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Matthew Manning, editing video on a Surface, I think, would be a whole nother deal. Like, probably not a good idea. I'm not going to lie.
I've not done video work on this sort of thing. I don't really do video work, so it's not really an issue for me.
Oh, maybe
but
it's a raccoon.
I've done, I have done like InDesign work and stuff on here.
Okay.
Because it's got a little keyboard that you can attach to it, and then you can sit this up on its little stand.
Yeah.
It's like when I was watching this morning, I was working and uploading things to Behance and just had this sitting up like a laptop.
Okay, nice. Yeah, it's good. I'll use an iPad Pro as a second screen. Use this app called Duet.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
So I'll actually do like live streams, and my streaming software is on the iPad, and I'm just using it as a second screen is all.
Nice.
Oh, Nathan, you're right. Bob Ross with a raccoon. It might be him with a raccoon, otherwise known as a trash panda.
Love trash
as we
pandas.
talked about last night.
We had one in my complex. We called him Grandpa Nubbins because he had a nub tail, and he would chill at the dumpster. So if you walked over in the evening to go throw your trash bag in, he'd be sitting there and he'd look up and he'd step to the side, let you throw your trash bag in, and go back to what he was doing.
Oh yeah.
He was a very considerate raccoon.
That is very considerate. Somebody's asking what you're working in.
I am working in Photoshop.
Yeah, Victor's asking what app. So yeah, Photoshop CC, Surface Pro 4.
Yep, CC 2018.
So, and again, like, so I'm glad Voodoo Val mentioned Photoshop Sketch. So again, if you were on, if I had my iPad Pro here, we could use Photoshop Sketch.
Yeah, in Photoshop Sketch, you can use these brushes and stuff in too, which is fantastic. That's one thing I do really like, and I tested my brushes in it, and it's almost perfect. So.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And yeah, Kyle Webster now works for Adobe, so we can, you'll see his brushes everywhere now.
Yeah. Didn't he do one where he like sourced Monet's brush?
Yeah. Yeah, so he went to Europe and basically recreated. Let me just double check on this.
Went to Europe, no big deal. You can't lock layers in Photoshop.
Oh, there we go. That's right. It wasn't Monet. Edward Monk. I can never say it. Like Edward.
Yeah, the guy that did the screen. The Scream.
Munch. Yeah, Munch. I don't know.
Yeah. It's probably got some weird pronunciation because it's in German, but...
Wow, so Nathan's one pop figure away from the whole Star Wars Rebels line. Holy moly. Let me ask you, Nathan, did you open them and did you play with them? Because I got a Thor right here that I can fight Bob Ross.
Who would win in a fight? Let's be honest here. Who would win, Thor or Bob Ross?
It's a good question. But I love the whole idea of having a superhero that has a paintbrush that can create his own reality.
Dude.
You know? So he could just have the eraser tool like, bye-bye Thor, you know? Some magic white over him and he's gone. Happy little cloud where his head once was.
Oh, man.
That's a superpower right there.
I sense a future, like, Adobe video.
Munch was Norwegian. I don't think I'm saying his name right, so you might need to help me out a little bit. But again, Thor is a god.
Yeah,
so
but
let's not overestimate or underestimate his.
He's only really strong when he's got that hammer and I guess now axe.
Well, you need to watch Ragnarok and then we'll talk.
Okay.
Because that might not be true.
That's fair. All right, so I've cleared out most of the...
You were working all on one layer too. Do you always do that, or do you sometimes do you sort of add layers on top of one another, or?
It depends. Like if I'm trying to show step by step for, like, say I'm making a tutorial, I'll do everything will be it would be all different layers. Mm-hmm. In this case, because I wanted to be able to show the progression, I kept the one right underneath and then duplicated.
Okay.
So you can see kind of where it started and where it's at now.
Cool.
Someone says they think you'd win in that fight.
Oh, right here, MHG designer. He just wants to win the random giveaway. That's how you win a random giveaway. You butter up the host.
Okay. See, I learned something,
But
guys.
thank you, MHG. You're too kind. I actually would love it if you... Do you still have the one that you made from yesterday?
Yes.
The artwork?
Yes.
I don't know if people want to see that. And
I have to remember which one it was. I think
sorry, I
That's
don't
okay.
know.
No, I think I'm like 90% sure it's in the Adobe Live folder.
So again, we're wrapping up. I'll just kind of switch to full screen view. Sorry guys, let me move you. As you look that up, and we are down to the last minute for this giveaway of these fantastic prints made on Adobe Live in previous streams from 3 fantastic, awesome people. So just go ahead and be active in the chat. Be like, oh, I would love to win one of these, or excuse me, all of the prints. Be like, yes, I'll take it. Found him. Sweet. Yes. So just be active in the chat. Giveaway hype. Not for these guys, no. You can't own Thor. Thor can't be owned.
No, you can't.
Neither can Bob Ross. You can't contain Bob Ross.
No. You can't contain the power of the brush.
Yes,
The power of
exactly.
Bob.
Don't you love that as a superhero? He has a brush. It's like do stuff. Happy little trees. Now your cool little axe is just a happy little tree. What you can do with that, huh? Tickle my
That
nose.
sounds like if like Looney Tunes met Marvel.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I love mashups.
There's that whole Looney Tunes episode where Daffy Duck he's fighting the paintbrush.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that? He's like fighting the animator, and the animator keeps like changing things on him.
That's old. That's good. That's a classic. Very good. Good memory. So you can see again. You can continue in chat. We just need to make sure somebody's at the end of your keyboard as we draw that name randomly, despite the nice comments you gave us earlier. So we appreciate that.
You can butter us up, but not that much.
Yeah. Adobe Live is really the one you need to butter up because they're going to pick that name at random. after, yeah, in a moment. And this is what you made yesterday. I really like this, and I just wanted you to show it off.
I didn't post this last night. I should have posted this.
You make me sick because I was like, because it's good. I mean, I would have posted this, and I really loved how you did this. Like, if you can take a look at like the layer mask is what you used to subtract, which was I think really smart.
Yeah, let me disable that real quick. Oh, that's the wrong layer.
Oh, there we go. Felicia. By the way, Felicia does a lot of lettering as well. So Felicia,
oh yeah,
I'm glad you're here. And this did turn out well, right?
Yes, that's it without the layer mask.
And each step of this process, I was like, stop, it's good. And then it got even better. We're like, stop now. But you kept on going, and I think it turned out great. But I think even as an artist, you got to show some restraint. You kind of need to know when to continue, when to stop.
And there's a point, like if I had continued this, it would have been too much.
Yes.
I think I hit just that little point.
Yeah. But I love even the enhancements, because if you notice the S, so Felicia, hopefully you're seeing that. You have the bridge overlapping parts.
Yeah, that's... And then it overlaps really cool. Again down here.
And again, you kind of just made this on a whim, and I wish my stuff that I made looked like that. Looks like we have our winner.
And then I started this guy.
Drawn. Oh, that one's so good. That's right.
I didn't finish this one, so I gotta finish
this one. Actually, you don't even like, you maybe need some, like a couple hints of color, but.
Yeah. I think it's like this, the box would end up just being like 2-3 colors, and that's it.
I like it.
So.
All right, drum roll for the winner. The winner is, do the honors.
Andrea Guthier?
Guthier? Andrea Guthier. Andrea Guthier,
congratulations.
You are. Oh, there you are. Any tips for getting started? Andrea, asking very good questions. And not only that, you're the proud owner of these three.
Yes, congratulations. Getting started in lettering, just like dive in and start looking at people whose work you like and copy to learn, don't post, stuff like that. But I also released some lettering worksheets on Creative Market, so that's also a good place to start.
Okay. But I'm all for. I'm kind of a believer in just like copying somebody's style. Just I mean, old masters used to do that. Like, here, this is. I'm inspired by so and so. I'm gonna see if I can recreate that.
Yeah, like I think I think there's a lot of merit in learning, like copying to learn and practicing so that you can get the feel for like what the letters work as and how
just
they
to kind of like see if you can do it.
Yeah, and then the more comfortable you get, reference less, reference a little less, and a little less, and a little less, and let if you're gonna draw an R, reference that R to start, and then turn off your reference and try and draw it again without the reference. And that's how you'll start to kind of find your own little style.
Yeah, and the wild thing is, like, you could never really remove yourself from the equation. Even if you're copying something, it still has a piece of you in it.
Right. There's they can copy your style, but they can't copy what's up here, and they can't copy what's here. So,
yeah. And even if you're struggling like with a style, I think it just kind of don't worry about it.
There are people that have copied my style, but it looks like my work, but it lacks the life that my work has.
Cool. And yet, I think if you are copying somebody's, it might be even related to your style, at least what you like. So that might be kind of part of the way there. And
I think it's really important too to like vary the inspiration you look at, because if you look at artists where everyone kind of looks very similar, they're all kind of in the same wheelhouse, your style isn't really going to find its little voice in there. So it's important to look outside of it. Look at people that do something completely opposite of what you do for inspiration and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's I didn't see the biggest change until I ended up working, full time as a freelancer, and then I was drawing 12 hours a day, and that's when I saw a lot of improvement.
That's good. I think sometimes, honestly, like sometimes our streams can be a little bit intimidating because they see you work so easy and so naturally, and they're like, oh, okay, I'm not like that. But again, like you said, it took you a while.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you have to work 12 hours a day at it, but there was even time before I was a freelancer that, what was I working? I was working technically 3 jobs, and I would come home, and so I'd go to work in in-house as a designer, and then I'd go from there to the ice rink, and I'd either score keep or I would be coaching. And then I would go home, and I wouldn't get home some nights until probably 10 at night. And I would sit down and I would just start drawing, and I'd just start lettering for the next 2.5 hours, and then I'd crash into bed and start it all over the next day.
Those are long days.
Yeah, and I look at stuff I did way back then, and I'm like, that was so bad. But we all start somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yes. What tablet are you using? You're getting that question a lot.
Surface Pro 4.
Welcome, Bruno. Good to have you here. And she's using straight up Photoshop CC.
Yep. CC 2018 with the really nice brush organization.
So speaking of getting sleep and kind of being healthy and stuff like that, we do have our contest today is all about creating an infographic around health. So you can check out the challenge tab if you want to participate. It'd be awesome. You can win 1 year of Creative Cloud if you happen to not have it, or even if you do, we'll add a year onto your membership.
That's a great deal.
Yeah, I can't beat free, really.
No, especially when it comes to getting the Adobe products. Like, you get a whole year to play with it, and you don't even have to trial it.
Yeah. So no, this is manual. This is from Microsoft. Thank you, Andrea. So kind. Andrea, who just won these prints, is being very helpful in chat too, answering questions. So, but I will say that there aren't really, I doubt there are many hand letterers that are working like using a mouse. They're probably using some sort of Wacom or pen type.
I would say if they are using a mouse, generally they're pen tooling stuff.
Yeah.
Because I still occasionally use a mouse when I'm like making typefaces and stuff, because I have to pen tool.
And I've seen people just like work on paper, scan it in, and then they just trace over it with the pen tool.
Yeah, actually one of the very first pieces I did that early in my career that I worked on, everything was hand-drawn, scanned in, inverted, selected, and then just organized on the picture. So there wasn't even any actual computer lettering involved. And then the one that followed that,
How long ago was that?
2011.
Like,
that was before I knew
doing this? Like, because there were computers around back.
There were, but I didn't know about the power of like Photoshop brushes at the time. And it's like on my Behance, it's the first 2 projects at the very bottom. And the first one was like, I just sat there and drew lettering on paper and handed it over. It was scanned, inverted, and put on there. And the one I did afterwards, I did a similar process, but I think I cleaned it up with my tablet. So that's the one that was the one done in Agency Life.
This one?
Yeah, and that's where they just copied or scanned, copied, etc.
Can I?
Yeah, and that got
brag about you.
Yeah, that's the poster that like launched my career, because I did that as an intern at Brunette Garcia Advertising in Jacksonville, and they gave me full credit for the illustration work. I got into ComArts because of it. They had submitted it and just called me one day and were like, by the way, and that led to the OC Weekly cover on there, where I got to draw on a photo of Dita Von Teese.
Nice.
And then I got known for doing that for a while, so I was drawing on photographs of people for a good long while.
Is this actual chalk art?
No, that's all digital.
Oh, it looks so good.
I
love how messy it is. It's like, you're just totally messing with my head, and I love it. Ooh, and I love these subtle hints of like pink in there.
That was done for AIGA Jacksonville's Always Summer poster show. It was Pompeii, I think, was the song. And you create a poster. Yeah, you create a poster based on a song.
Tumbling down the city that we love.
Yeah.
And if you close your eyes, switch back into you. Oh shoot, sorry. There we go.
Yeah, so that was
Sorry.
Yeah, so that one was that's all digital chalk, because I hate actual. I don't want to say I hate actual chalk. I just hate working with it because it's a texture thing. And I used to have a chalkboard in my apartment. And my best friend came over one day and she's like, "Can I draw on it?" And I said, "Sure." So I handed her chalk, and the first thing she did was press so hard that it squeaked, and I wanted to jump off a cliff.
That's a thing. That's a thing that people have. It doesn't really bother me.
Oh, it's the worst. Like the nails on a chalkboard sound. That's a big I cannot do.
Gotcha. Steve says beautiful work.
Thank you.
And so why do you prefer Photoshop to Illustrator if you do?
Because in Illustrator, it's a lot harder for me to get the texture that I like. And I feel like I have more control over it looking more like my style. I have, I've had to vector things before for clients, so I have an image trace command that I put together that traces it well enough that it still looks like what I did in Photoshop. But I've used Photoshop since I was probably in 9th grade. It was like 14, 15. And so at this point, almost half my life, if not more than half my life, I've used Photoshop.
Nice.
But I learned how to do digital art in it, so switching to Illustrator, it was just too much of like a mind game for me. So I stuck with Photoshop.
I notice you're filling some of these letters. Yesterday you showed us like you're basically using a pencil brush, right?
Yeah, it's like it's bitmapped, so you don't get that weird aliasing on the side. So I can just paint bucket it right in.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, the only time that this won't work is if like I'll do this just for this and I'll undo it. But if I were to like skew any of this and then I try to fill it, you're gonna get that aliasing.
Oh, because it is alias. Okay, gotcha. It's doing a little anti-alias.
Yeah. So if you do use that trick, either fill it before or don't like fill it before or draw it as large as you need it to be. Need it to be.
Oh yeah. Mel Wolverson, I'm wondering I don't know if you're using Photoshop and when you started using Photoshop. She's like, makes me feel old. You don't have to answer that, by the way, but we could always play that game of like, when did you first learn Photoshop?
I think I was in Photoshop 6, I think, when I started it.
CS6.
I don't even think it was CS6.
No, it's probably CS6. We could look. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's do.
I don't know. What was Photoshop in 2002 or 3? It's like 2002, 2003.
Yeah, it was probably 2003. 2003.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what year I was in 9th grade. I think it was like 2003. Or no, it was 2002 because September 11th was the year before. That is a horrible marker to have, but it's 2002. 2001, 2002. And it was back when you bought it on a disc.
CS6, yeah. So it was CS6 was is 2012. So it was probably version 6 in 2000. Yep.
Was I right?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
September 2000 was version 6. 2000 to 2002. And then 7 came out in March of 2002. Liquify filter. Had the healing brush back in version 7.
I drew with a mouse. That was like the big accomplishment of Photoshop 6 for me.
Was drawing a mouse?
Drawing with a mouse. No, we had to do an exercise where we recreated a painting. And so I don't remember what the painting was called. I can still see it in my head, but it was by Vigie Lebrun. And I didn't even finish it because it was so freaking detailed. And like the friends that I had in class were smart and they did things like block print recreations. So it was just lines in like 3 colors. I decided to go for the equivalent of like a Renaissance painting.
Oh, really? You're like, well, I could have made this a little simpler.
Because I'm an overachiever.
Sorry. somebody's asking about like what laptop you can get. Looks like you're going to college or something, and honestly, it has to be try to get the fastest one you can. That's all I have to say. It's like speed versus budget. You know, it's all that fine balance. There's no right answer. It's just like how much are you willing to spend?
Yeah.
I know for me, like Macs seem to last forever, so I'm a big Mac guy.
Yeah, I had.
But at the same time, I want Mac to come out with a touchscreen. You know, so like kind of what you're doing.
I haven't done that yet. I don't get that.
Yeah, I mean they're going to be, you know, cutting into their own profits because you know, like they would compete with the iPad Pro and stuff. Is kind of the thought there, but.
But at the same time,
Photoshop 3 Reverb Mike used his first version he owned was Photoshop 3.
Dang.
I have Photoshop 1 and 2 on my machine. I'm trying to load it up into an emulator, but it's been giving me problems.
Oh no.
That's a 91. Man, Reverb Mike might be winning.
Yeah.
I don't know what you really win there. You're like, I mean, like
bragging rights.
Yeah. You probably couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't do a lot of things.
No, I don't
so,
think so,
if you said Photoshop 3, because layers weren't introduced till like either 3.5 or 4, I should find out. Layers. Oh yeah, so version 3 is when they introduced layers. So good job.
See, it's finding out things like that that should make the students that are in the chat right now really thankful.
Yeah, trust me.
Because they didn't have to go through those years.
Yeah. I learned about 2.5, 3 about the same time. Reverb Mic. Probably about 2.5, that transition. Because I graduated art school in 95.
Oh, okay.
So this is working out well. This is my 2 cents with this, though, by the way, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, are you going to add color to this or anything?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, when I do things, I like to map it all out in black first, and then I think about color. So if I think about color too early, it ends up being really, it kind of handicaps me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I was just thinking for the watch party, it's like a separate statement, so probably needs to, you know, you'll probably do that as make it look different or
yeah,
whatever.
I'm almost thinking I'm like might pull that was not supposed to.
Felicia is loving the style. Zamini, good to have you here, Zamini. Yeah, it's so different from his or her style.
Yeah, I definitely think it needs to have like its own little call out area. And then go down here. Yeah, so see how because I shrunk it, you have that aliasing now. Compared to this, that's still nice and crisp. But it's fine, it's just going on the internet.
Yeah, I'm not sure where, like if you're curious about the features, honestly, on Wikipedia, they have all the version history and what was introduced when, so you can kind of check that out. Because I think you're talking about layer comps, Alexander. Yeah. Might be around CS3. Colby's wondering if you ever worked with animations in Photoshop.
I have. I actually have, and I have
Because your stuff would be really fun.
Yeah, I haven't done like crazy animations, but I've done like the ones where you layer the same like phrase over itself after you've redrawn it, so it kind of feels like it's moving a little bit. And then I found as I was like hunting my stuff in my, people can see how awfully organized this is, so it's fine. Here it is. I animated a puppy.
So window timeline. Oh yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Didn't animate the lettering. That was too much, and it was Christmas Eve. But I animated its tail.
Nice.
Aside from that, I've like, come on, stop. Stop. There. But yeah, aside from that, though, I haven't done like actual animation. Like I wish I could. It's just something that my brain does not figure out yet. But I'm getting lots of puppies. Cute puppy.
Colby likes it.
We have 4 dogs in my family, so it was the little GIF animation about our puppies.
They're definitely like members of the family.
They are. Happiness is a warm puppy. And they're always puppies. Doesn't matter how old they are. Old dog, old puppy. If anyone has questions about lettering, please do, toss them out there. I'm happy to answer what I can. In this instance, I'm just sort of like doing stream of consciousness stuff where I'm not really planning what I'm drawing. I'm just adding things.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
I like it. Making it look easy. I like it. And you're not, sticking with one tool, same brush, you're not like kind of toggling all these different menus, just working in black. It just seems very, very simple and just like easy and, just allows you to focus on the design.
Yeah, it makes life a lot easier if I just focus on getting the shapes down, because then I can add color and I can go nuts. But I had a problem last year where if I had to add color, it was either I'd essentially vomit rainbows onto my art, or it would not have enough color. I finally figured out if I limit myself to like 3 colors, I'm pretty safe.
Where do you, I guess we'll maybe get into that, but like how you pick what three colors you're gonna use.
Sometimes I'll pull stuff like from Pinterest that I like if I like someone's color composition. Other times I just sort of play, like my default is pink, blue, and purple.
Okay.
My Instagram is very much, you can see when I go through different color phases because it sort of changes. And, but I have friends that they'll color coordinate their Instagrams to the point that I've got one friend where he got his whole feed to grade 8 different colors. So as he posted things, it was impressive, but I was like, that's too much thinking.
Killing me. That's some forward thinking.
Yeah, and he had to plan that thing out.
I like it though.
But there's an app you can get called and you can actually like plan out your Instagram feed to see how it will look like next to itself.
See, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think, Rob Zilla, I don't know if he's still watching, but he does a lot of the sort of triptychs, like 3.
Oh, yeah.
And he maps a lot of that out using Adobe Comp, because he can drop in different images and
cool.
resize things. And so that's kind of what he uses to get everything squared away. So
I'll have to check that out because I don't think I've used that.
Yes, that is correct. .la looks like.
I'm gonna add the details down too after.
Just posted that link in there. You could use Cooler, yeah. Reverb, Mike's old school too, because he's spelling Cooler, K-U-L, yeah. Adobe Color.
God, I remember when it was Cooler. That was fun.
Yeah. And maybe what you could do there is...
I'm thinking with this, I'm probably going to make the background black, and then R2-D2 is going to be his colors that he normally is. And then the lettering I'm going to go a little wilder with, probably stick to some primaries. But like throw a yellow in there, possibly a like R2-D2 blue.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at. Like, could you take, colors from the poster or something?
Yeah. Because I want it to be bright and exciting so that if someone does actually host this sort of thing, it would work.
I'll just switch over again. This is color.adobe.com. I'm just gonna, I found like this classic Star Wars image.
Oh yeah.
But you can just load that up into color.adobe.com, and it's going through and picking those colors from the poster, which you could also adjust.
Kind of like those.
Yeah, it is kind of cool, and I like how it's like muted. It feels like 70s. You know, it feels like back then. So.
Because I mean, if you're gonna do all the movies, you gotta watch them. I don't know. Do people watch them in like true order, or do they watch them in the order that they came out?
I don't know. Maybe Voodoo Val can tell us. Like, I don't know when.
Yeah,
like,
how's that done now? Because I know.
Like, do you start with Wrath of Khan? Or do you do? I don't know which one you start with.
Let us know, Val. You're our only hope. Okay, so.
Val says start with 4, 5, and 6 always.
Okay, that was kind of my guess, but I wasn't completely sure now that we've got, you know, the newer ones that fill in the gaps from the beginning. Okay, so this was my lettering. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to nest the lettering in a folder.
Oh, by the way, I know where I kind of, like, this is really funny. This is kind of where I got that joke. We had Kumail Nanjiani at Max this past year. And I've heard him tell the story about how he posted, it was the USS Enterprise, but he calls it on like eBay, but he calls it the Millennium Falcon. And just all the comments he got was just like crazy.
Yeah.
And I love it. I'm like, he just did that to like annoy people.
I love when people do that sort of thing just to get a rise.
Yeah.
Because you know.
He's like, Millennium Falcon. It's a USS Enterprise. It's like so great. For sale.
Yeah, you know you're going to anger.
Oh, sorry, Felicia. Did I?
I see.
Yeah, so you have streamed on Twitch.
Yeah.
Do you like where are you at these days? Just kind of varies, or I know.
I'm still on Twitch. I just don't have as consistent of a schedule right now because I've been coaching, so that takes a lot of energy out of me. And so by the time I actually like sit down to stream, it's like nighttime, and at that point I just want to go sit on the couch and play Splatoon for hours.
Yeah, and you mentioned something like, I thought it was like really good advice, because sometimes you'll stream, but you just need to work. So you don't really have time. You're not going to interact as much. You're not going to really talk through your design. You just sit there and work. And I think that's like a great idea, you know, but it actually gives you a schedule of maybe you need 3 hours of working time. And you live stream, you kind of interact, but in general, you're like, hey, I'm just going to create. Yeah,
generally I'll just sort of, no mic, no cam, just... If you want to come hang out, you come hang out. But you're not going to see me.
Voodoo Val mentions that her friend painted a Yoda for her and put the Star Trek emblem on Yoda's shirt. Classic.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Do we have a hex code for R2-D2's blue?
I can find it, yeah.
I feel like if I'm going to go with this, I need to at least make one color accurate. So right now what I'm doing is I'm actually doing clipping masks to do the colors. And that way I can kind of mess around with what I want, but I can easily change. If I don't like this color, I can just go and adjust the one. Ooh, I kind of like this gray. I'm going to stick here for a moment.
The great thing about this is I can sync those colors. I've synced them to a Creative Cloud library, and then I can just share that with you. It'll like pop right up.
Ooh, okay.
So, and then even I can throw the poster in there, and you could like sample the colors as well.
Just Googled R2 blue and got a lot of socks that you want now. Those are the best Google searches. Oh, someone posted it.
I would love it if, did you say R2-D2? Is that what color we're looking for?
Yeah, someone just posted.
I would love it if one of the hex colors was actually R2-D2.
It's
and that was the hex color.
How does
one
fix that?
What?
Like, how does one fix that? Does that say 1B1A 6F?
6.5, yeah.
6.5, yeah.
Do you want to know where that goes or what? Yeah, you got it.
1B1. I feel like I'm in the optometrist's office. I have horrible eyesight. I'm nearsighted, so like reading that, I'm like, what is it?
Do you want me to?
Oh, that's so dark. No. Yeah. Oh, my R2D2 blue disappears. So we're gonna have to screw with that. Oh, no. Black on. I gotta go with the slightly off blue then. We tried, guys. We tried.
We tried.
Actually, I feel like I should add one more color in here, but I'm not super confident with color. That's my problem.
It is all good. I'm gonna share a library with you in a second. Sorry, I just yeah, it looks like Tim mentions the entries are looking pretty good. You have about 28 minutes to get those challenge submissions in. Cool thing is you have some templates you can work with.
Get to it, guys. I want to see awesome infographics.
You know what I do like about, like, I'm trying to think if Photoshop has the equivalent of the, like, edit colors in Illustrator. It's like edit colors in Illustrator to, like, change the whole look of something. So if you just want to play with colors, you can just use edit colors, which is really fun.
Yeah, what I've done sometimes with that is I'll do a hue and saturation.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And I'll do a clipping mask to just what I want to change.
Yeah.
And so I can...
That's fun.
Ooh.
That's easier.
Oh, I liked that blue. What was that? I kind of like that. That's nice and bright and still feels not very Star Warsy, and I'm okay with that.
So Rach Fowler, do you use Adobe for color schemes? Adobe Color for color schemes. I guess I did just show that a second ago. It's funny how just like colors can be kind of inspiring. You're like, oh, these 5 colors, this looks so good. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I see why that's not picking up the color. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna change this guy to that. And then pull him up. Yeah, that's where it is. I like it.
What do you think? What do you think, Mr. Bob Ross? I'll just put you right there. He's like, hey, you know, that's looking really good. That's looking really nice.
Says we're missing some happy little trees.
So pretty. I like you found you have your own voice.
There are no mistakes here.
There are no mistakes. Yes, Siobhan mentions Adobe Capture, which is also fun for capturing colors.
Okay, is that the one where you can like take a picture of something and it like Adobe coolers it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that before. I did that in the house once, and I was like, I'm gonna see what colors I capture.
Right? And they always come out like really nice because it's grabbing the same intensity of all those colors, so it always matches.
Yeah.
All right, Capture is dope. We added some new features to it. Like it does so much. It'll do font recognition.
What? That's cool.
Yeah, so that would be interesting if I used Capture on some of your text. What's the closest font to this style?
Let's try it.
That's kind of interesting.
Let's try it. Let's have some fun.
All right. Give me 1 second.
Take your time. No rush here.
Andrea says she was showing a coworker Adobe Capture. They're like, yeah, that's cool, but chill out. You're like way too excited about this. But it'll capture, colors and materials for 3D models. So we can capture this cloth, and this could be a texture that we put on something, whatever.
That's cool. I should try that with brush building. See if I can capture random things and turn them into brushes.
Yeah, yeah.
I like this golden here because it's like a little nod to C-3PO.
Give me 1 second. So let's think about this. All right.
Okay.
1 second. Do your thing. Do your thing. I got a lot going on over here.
Once this is done, though, if you guys are having, Star Wars watch parties, this is free for you guys to use.
Favorite Star Wars Voodoo Val, being our resident Star Wars expert. I personally like The Last Jedi is my favorite. Actually, no, I'd probably say the first one. It's A New Hope. But I know she doesn't like that one as much, so that's why.
So you pick that just to irk her?
Is that wrong?
If it's wrong, then I don't want to be right.
There you go. How do you determine where those, like, are they highlights, or like how do you determine where they go?
In theory, they're supposed to be highlights, but I just kind of decide, they'll just go here. It's a little arbitrary.
Just kind of going with your gut.
Yeah, because like the F doesn't have a ton, and then I kind of went a little nuts on the T, but I try to keep them so that they do kind of somewhat feel like highlights. And then I use a lot of pressure variation to get the line widths to change.
But I noticed you don't toggle a lot. Like, you really don't change the size of your brush.
Not often.
Not much.
Yeah, I have the pressure settings dialed in on this in my Cintiq so that I can go super light and it doesn't end up getting, like, I can do a really light line as long as I do light pressure, essentially.
Okay. Yes. Somebody really likes the highlights. Manual does.
Thank you. Also, fun thing, if you rotate your artboard and you just press escape, it writes it. I learned this the other day, and it's fantastic to know. And then
about 20 minutes to get your entries in. There we go. Finally, it connects. I just want to see what font will come up if I point this at your design.
Yeah.
Should we try that?
Yeah. Should I turn off the highlights?
I don't think it'll really matter, but what I'll probably do is it'll try to recognize Watch Party.
Okay.
So you can see I just kind of switch to my screen. This is
okay.
Adobe Capture. Of course, you can capture colors, materials, patterns, all that fun stuff. I'm going to go into Type.
Okay.
And just select Camera, and this is where you align it. So
okay.
We'll just kind of put this, see what we can get. Let's try to get Party. Okay.
All right.
So that's typically how you do it. Again, yours, I mean, it's like artwork, so this will be really interesting just to see what happens. But it will recognize. Oh, wow. You dingbats. The top one's dingbats. Yes. So you're like, if you're wondering what font she kind of does her lettering, what it's closest to, it's dingbats. But
I feel personally attacked by this program.
But Sutterraw, like, look at Sutterraw.
Oh.
That's a step in the right direction.
That's close.
I mean, it can't, nothing's going to come close.
No, but that one feels most like it.
Charboiled regular, and these are all fonts from Typekit. Fun. Wow, a lot of distressed fonts. Ooh, that one's Marshmallow is kind of fun.
Yeah, it's got a lot of thick thin to it.
Yeah. So what I can do, again, select a marshmallow and go in and save that to the Adobe Live Creative Cloud Libraries folder as a character style. That's also where I saved the colors, by the way.
Very cool.
And again, grabbing colors from the room.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Boom. Done and done. Some of the new things, just really fast, when it comes to patterns, you can basically you can capture patterns, which is way sweet. Oh, my buddy. Hey, buddy. You are so cool. But if I go up here, you can see we can change this from bitmap to vector. So we can actually use this in
That's cool.
in Illustrator if you want. And actually, I think Jingwei's work is really cool.
He looks like a really cool like Indian tile pattern.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But this is kind of neat too, huh? Oh, look, we could even do it back on your type. Like there's your type. It actually would say something. Oh, that's kind of cool. And I can change the designs as well. So what's being captured, we can go to something more of a square. That's going to be maybe even legible, but we'll just capture something. We can always tweak it later, and what's cool is you can remix them, so you can take something that you've captured for a pattern and then also vectorize it later.
You want to do San Francisco?
Yeah, we do San Francisco. You want to make a pattern out of it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Let's go right over here. Should we change this? No, that's not a good one.
No.
There's that one. There's that.
Ooh, that's kind of cool because you can see the bridge.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And I can kind of get it over that. Sure, why not?
Let's go for it.
It's not bad, but we could always adjust it after you capture it. You're like, okay, let's get a piece of that bridge, but we still want to have arcs like it is a bridge and sync that. So
oh, that's cool.
I'll send that to you, and
yeah, that's fun.
You will have it as well. I actually made, there should be vector art patterns. And that's the new thing.
How are we doing on time?
We are doing fantastic.
Yeah, because if you guys want to see like another event invite, just let me know and we can do an additional one with this. So, and I can always come back to this later and finish it out and send it out tonight.
Yeah, I think, I would just kind of focus on wrapping this up. You're like so close.
Yeah, that's true.
And I love taking a peek at your files. Is always good. And your passive-aggressive site.
Yes. I love that site.
What is it called again? I'm sorry.
We need to talk.co.
There we go.
All right. I letter notes about things that make me mad. Not all things make me mad, but because some of those are submissions from people that I had to artfully tweak the wording so that they worked. Because people were just starting to rant to me in my inbox.
You're like, wow, a lot of people have to vent. But again, this is we need to talk.co. Your passive-aggressive site, we can kind of dive into this. Like, again, lots of fun ones, but here's one that will resonate with everyone.
And they're all available to download, so you can download and print them, and then you can give them to people.
Dear client, that 2-pixel change really made all the difference.
Yep.
Love it. So again, we need to talk.co. Okay, so I know the story behind this. Dear neighbor, do you want raccoons? Because this is how you get raccoons.
Yeah, he got to hear my entire raccoon story the other night.
Right? Yeah. Or trash pandas, as we started calling them.
Trash pandas.
Super fun to look at. Check it out, Felicia. Again, I know you do a lot of hand lettering. Hector loves them. You are too kind.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, too kind. They're fun, it's like looking at the black and white ones, I almost want to you could almost make like a coloring book or something,
Yeah.
It's like I want to kind of color them in and stuff.
I have made coloring sheets before.
Oh, see?
They're fun to do.
Sweet.
I did one where I did it in Ukrainian, and I'm not sure I'd do it again because it's really hard to letter Cyrillic.
Oh.
But I wrote Happy Easter, and I had I think I had like little pisanka eggs in it. And if you guys don't know what pisanka eggs are, they're gorgeous. They're done with they're eggs that are created using wax, and you have to do the colors in reverse. So you go from lightest to darkest, and you keep adding wax as you go to create the design. I tried doing it, and they were successful, but they're very time-consuming.
Is this your email associated with your Adobe ID?
It is not.
Okay.
I have to fix that.
It's all good.
Yeah.
We won't
We'll
sweat
do
it.
It's, yeah. I switched my email recently because I finally acquired ShaunaLynn.com. So
Good for you.
it took a few years because it used to be anime. Someone was using it as like an anime portfolio. And then they let it go, and I nabbed it.
Did you actually, when you were doing the Cyrillic font or text, were you doing that on Twitch? I think Voodoo Val's asking.
I don't remember actually if I did it on Twitch or not. To be totally honest, I may have just done that one on the side, but I posted it to a Pisanka group, and they were able to catch the fact that I had a misspelling in it.
Ah.
Which I never.
That'd be
would've
my
known.
biggest fear, you know? I would have to, like, it's kind of embarrassing, but it's what every designer has dealt with.
Yeah.
Is misspelling words. And you feel like an idiot. You're like, no, I really do know how to spell.
Yeah, but in this case, it was in Cyrillic, so.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. We talked about this yesterday. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, it's all bets are off. You're good.
I might have it in here, actually, now that I think about it. Printables.
Do you ever work on non-digital, like, sort of lo-fi projects, like murals or anything like that?
Not really. I wish I had, but I don't. Where is it?
And yes, Felicia, you are right. You do kind of have issues with, I think, one of the neighbors that may or may not have issues with their trash and stuff.
Oh, man. Nope, that's not what I wanted to open. I don't know where it is. Nope, not there. Somewhere I have the Cyrillic coloring page. Close. Don't want InDesign open there. Yeah, I'll find it. It's somewhere. And it's like way, way back on my Instagram. Because I think I did it like 2 years ago.
All good.
Yeah.
So, Desiree, good question. Does it matter where you get your material for the challenge? We do provide like 3 templates. This is the hard thing. Like, the goal is to create an infographic. You know, I usually just want people to be honest. So if you happen to put maybe a note on the design saying, you know what, I did this and didn't do that, that would be helpful for us. So, but yeah, Desiree, if you happen to draw a skateboarder like yesterday, we had animated GIFs. I know, you know, some people used a skateboarder they've drawn in the past and then they just animated it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think that's okay. You know,
I've
I don't
nothing wrong
expect
with
them to reinvent the wheel or anything. Oops.
Oh.
My copy has a string on it.
Why does it have a string?
It's probably so I don't lose it.
Oh, okay. Tie
I'm
it
gonna
to your
tie it
wrist
to my
like a
wrist.
balloon.
I think Paco knows that I've left things in here. It's like, whose is this? Oh, it's probably Paul's. Probably left it here.
So this is a brush that I actually have a lot of texture in. It's my little charcoal inker.
I really love the two-tone. This is looking awesome.
I think with this, I'm just kind of going a little more like children's book style with it.
Yeah, I think it's
keeping
fun.
it nice and simple.
I wonder if those are in white. Maybe not. I don't know. White
I mean, I
lines.
can change. I can make it white in a moment, and we can see.
Andrew's wondering, lost the part when you choose the texture of the brush. Can you just show your brush?
Oh, this one? The charcoal inker is...
So again...
Yeah, this is... I was working with a different brush, so I just switched to this one.
Okay. Cool. So there's the texture checkbox.
Yeah, and so I have a little texture up here that I made, and I can change the how much I want it to have texture. And
it's pretty crazy what you can do with brushes. It can get absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
You know, but
I
really
make
fun.
them super wide.
Well, I like how you work because it's very approachable. It's like, oh, you know what? Let's not get lost in all these technical aspects.
Yeah.
Let's maybe play with a little bit of texture, but keep the brush the same size and just go to work creating, you know? It's really fun.
Yeah, I know I used to do this on Twitch too, where I would just like get very into working and I just kind of stop talking. So if you guys want me to talk more, like let me know.
Yeah, and feel free. I think people have been asking questions. Everybody's been good.
Yeah.
Voodoo Val posts a link we have this new Chrome extension for Adobe Live.
Oh, really?
That, like, my boss's boss's boss, so the guy that's like really high up, like the guy that's over marketing, Mike Chambers, he actually made it. He's nice. Gosh, I don't even know what his official title is, but he's basically over marketing at Adobe, and he has development background, like super smart guy. Just like, you know how how you have people that are just smart and they make you sick?
Yeah, it's just not fair.
He's just really smart, so. And he probably just knocked that out just for fun, so.
And what does the extension do? Is it like a,
It'll basically tell you when we're live, and
nice.
should link out. Oh, God Lord.
I'm changing the color on this with a clipping mask. So this can be white because it'll be kind of like a highlight. That can be white like a highlight. So can that. Go in. I'm just gonna...
Yeah, thank you so much for helping us, Felicia, using the Chrome extension. Says it works perfectly. Again, just released, brand new. If you run into any issues, just send us the issues you've had. You could do that through the extension, because again, we want to make sure it's working well for you.
All right, guys, what do you think?
Yeah.
I'm gonna adjust this little star down here.
It's good.
Yeah.
Should we, what do you think about just kind of like, I like what you did by adding the, the hue and saturation layer. What if we just started playing with the colors on an adjustment layer just for fun?
Yeah, we can do that. I actually took the hue saturation off and I just changed all the colors of this, so I can go back in now.
Because it seems like you can
turn it back on. So let me zoom out of this real quick.
I think it's great though.
So I can go and I can dial up the saturation and I can dial it down.
Voodoo Val says she approves even if he is rebel scum, referring to. Oh.
R2D2 is cute no matter what.
And it's like if we run through these colors and we end up back where we started, awesome. Yeah. We were correct to begin with. But yeah, it was pretty good. That one looks like Christmas.
Yeah. That's kind of fun, but it feels like Mardi Gras. Oh, hey! UF. University of Florida Gators.
You can't run across. There's always going to be like some crazy, like I think like Denver Broncos or Los Angeles
Chicago
Lakers.
Bears.
I like. Well, of course, now I'm thinking of the 4th of July almost.
Yeah, it's a little too 4th of July. I wonder if I dial down the saturation. Nope, it does not help. We tried. And if I put the lightness up, it mutes the color too much. So we're going to go back to 0 on that.
checking this.
So if I were to just zero these out. So that's where we started. So I could even just dial this up a bit. And then we can actually play with other adjustments, and I can go in.
Oh yeah, that's kind of, I think, yeah, gradient maps are fun.
That's midtones.
Any thoughts, questions, suggestions? Bruno likes the orange purple combo. I'm wondering if it's gray. Like, I'm wondering if parts of it's like gray. I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah, we did.
We could probably spend all day long on this.
We did have a gray in here at one point. So maybe if I use that and I.
Or I don't know if you use. Yeah.
I've got an idea. So we're gonna bring this back.
Oh yeah, does the eye need to be red?
That's what I was wondering. I wasn't sure if his eye was red, but I think it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right, I'll go and fix that in a second.
And if his eye's red, then probably the text would be red or something like that. You'd kind of pick up that red elsewhere.
Yeah.
So what's the point? Good question. Mainly for fun, but also for a party. So Shauna made basically an invite for Facebook. It's basically that masthead at the top. This is the main graphic that people would see for an event on Facebook, which is May the 4th, which is this Friday.
Yeah, so like I can go, once we're done, we can switch the screen and I'll save it out and I can pull it up. Well, actually, no, I don't have internet connection.
Do we get invited to your party?
We all do.
Yay.
Everyone does. I don't have internet connected on here, so I was gonna do a Facebook, like upload it so everyone could see how it would look, but.
Wow.
Oops.
No, this is really fun. Star Wars is the point.
I think.
That's right. And less than 2 minutes to get your entries in, folks.
Where are these little guys?
Just check out the challenge tab. Has to be health-related infographic, and we'll review those once the time is up. Emmanuel likes it with the purple.
Yeah.
The thing is like once you pick a color, you have to go with the same intensity of that color across all of them. So you can shift the hue, but don't, you don't match when you have a really bright blue shirt and then,
It's about balance.
Yeah, you know how it goes. All right, Felicia has to go get the kids from the bus. She'll be back. We'll just wait right here. We're gonna stop right here. We're gonna freeze. And then continue.
How do you know if R2 is a he? I don't know. We just assume.
Yeah, we don't. Might be a she. Sure. I'm sure actually Voodoo Val will probably correct us on that.
So what do you guys think of that? I like it.
Yeah. So you go with it. Works for me. I will have you try a couple other things just for kicks.
Oh yeah.
Let's save one out.
What do you want to
try? Ooh, that's a great idea. Okay, so go ahead and I was thinking you can duplicate that art. There you go. You did exactly what I thought you were gonna do.
Great minds.
Good stuff.
So you want to try like different color combos on this?
Yeah. Have you ever used like a gradient map? Have you ever done anything like that?
Oh yeah, all the time.
So I wonder. I don't know if it's a good idea, but
we'll find out. The worst that can happen is it looks terrible.
Ooh, I love all your gradients.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice. Where'd you get all those?
DeviantArt.
Look at you, fancy.
Yeah. And then like the last 3 I made.
I love it. Those are great. So that will ooh, that looks good too. I really like those gradients are fun.
With the gradient, it kind of looks like a balloon now. And with this, I can go and I can Play with the vibrance.
So yeah, it looks like the deadline has passed. This little clock says 000. If you missed the deadline, not to worry. In the next segment, we'll review the design. That's fun too.
I like how that looks like those cheesy t-shirts you get in Daytona. The airbrushed ones.
Okay, yeah.
I like it.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun to work with.
You can also do other...
Desiree likes the gradients as well. Super cool.
There was a point where everyone was like poo-pooing on gradients, and now everyone's doing them again.
Yeah.
And I love it.
But I think, you know, how much longer before we've reached like a saturation point, if you will, for gradients.
But I'm ching.
Because I love gradients too, but I'm kind of getting over the teal to hot pink like transition. But in general, I love them.
This one's kind of nice.
Oh, I love that one too. That's really good. That's probably my favorite.
And then I'd have to adjust the gray, so it's either...
That's my favorite.
Do something like that. And then I can
Peter Fitzsimmons ready to go out and buy a Windows Surface Pro.
Do it.
Best use case. Best advertisement for Surface Pros, which we happen to be selling right now. If you click this link for only... No, there's no link. This is going to be really hard. There's so many submissions.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, good. Okay, so help me out here, GusBot 5000.
Yeah.
It looks like one was after the deadline.
Do we have one submission? Or one was after the deadline?
Yeah.
Got it.
Go ahead and refresh. You'll see that placeholder's still
Oh, lovely.
Okay, good.
there.
Phew.
Scroll down to the last placeholder and it'll be everything.
That's a lot of entries. Wait, there's no placeholder. There it
Right
is.
here.
Okay.
Whew.
Oh, my.
Wow. Buckle in, folks. It's going to get serious. I'm going to tilt
Yeah.
this toward you.
Okay.
So I want you to be able to see this. The person that's going to be breaking hearts. Just kidding. Like making you decide. And making it. That is so good.
I actually like that. I think I like that better than that.
I love it. I like gradients. Like, yeah, that's the way to go.
So now, but the
Put
one thing
that
I
in
got to
your back
change is this
pocket.
guy right here. These little rays, because I feel like they don't help.
Yeah. Hey, that works.
Bink. Boop. Done.
Beep boop. Fantastic. All right. Shauna Lynn, looking good. And what else is looking good are all of these amazing entries. So we're going to dive into this.
Oh, man,
Thank you so much for submitting. So we'll kind of start down here at the bottom with Jose Raul Mendoza's.
I'm partial to this sort of
Tooth.
thing because my dad's a dentist.
Cool truths about the tooth.
I have this poster that says "Floss like a boss," and that's the only thing that consistently sells on my Society 6 page.
This is a super disturbing fact, by the way. 1/4 of adults in the U.S. have lost all their teeth. 25%? I don't know if they're
Does
making this
that
up.
mean like all of their teeth in general, or all of their baby teeth? Because
It just says all their teeth.
what's the age bracket? Because if they're old, if they're like 80s, 90s.
I'd say adult is 18 plus, and
Yeah.
it doesn't say baby teeth. So
I knew
it's
hockey
a
players
tough-
that had like flippers. And that's how they had teeth.
I don't know what flippers are.
It's like dentures. They just
Oh.
like pop them in.
Oh, I see.
So like these men would walk into the rink and they'd have all their teeth, and then they'd get on the ice and all of a sudden they had teeth gone, and I got very confused for a while.
Next up, we have Sergey Dominguez, Breakfast in Lithuania.
I like the color palette of this, especially at the very bottom with it popping against that gray.
Yeah, the color palette's fantastic. This
Yeah,
is
it's
really
really
strong.
nice.
So, poached eggs.
Was this one of the templates, or did they come up with this one on their own?
They definitely changed the colors for sure. Hopefully they used the template for some of these graphs.
Okay.
And that's a good question, because I'll just kind of switch over just to give you an idea of what the templates
okay,
are
so
like.
they had to come up with their own data.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their own stats. So hopefully they kind of borrowed from some of these, because that's why we give them to you. Let's make this
Yeah.
easy. Let's not reinvent the wheel. And there's this one, which is also a nice color palette.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a great job.
But I do really, that's a
Breakfast.
nice color palette. I like it.
Yeah, super cool. Next up we have Carmen
Zika virus.
Merguia. Zika virus.
Oh, I don't like mosquitoes.
This is great.
We are inundated with them in
Or
Florida.
otherwise known as dirty needles. Sorry. That's the name we were looking at alternate names, like the real what this animal should be really called.
Like a manta
This is the
ray.
dirty needle. They call it a dirty. It should be called dirty needle.
I like
but this
it.
looks really good.
It is. It's very nicely organized.
I'm really partial to white text if it's on a dark. Like I think a white just kind of pops. But yeah, this looks great.
I like that they did it in Spanish.
Yeah, if I only knew Spanish.
I know kind of a little bit, but not a ton. I used to
That's
know
a
it
lot
better.
of data.
That's a lot of data.
All right, let's go to the next one. Hopefully that should be this one. Diving into, sorry about that. Let me just read the name. Axles. Seed for a healthy, long life. Fantastic. Sleep right. Exercise regular. Eat regularly. Lots of graphics right here kind of filling the space.
I like those overlays they did.
Yeah, and all of this is like custom, so I think they did a good job. Like,
Yeah.
you know, this is not kind of dealing with the templates. That's good.
They weren't required to use the template, right?
Yeah, they weren't required. Just we
Okay.
were like,
It was just
I'm
there
pretty
for
sure they
help.
weren't. It was just to help. They were not required.
Okay, cool.
Sweet. Next up, we have Ryan Doran's.
Things that are unhealthy.
This is what I like. It's got a
Spoilers.
sense of humor. Ryan.
Ghost riding your
Ghost riding.
whip. Kangaroo fighting. Running with scissors. Lawn
Thinking you're
darts.
in the Matrix.
I
Lawn
like
darts.
it. Humor. That's good.
Yeah. Injury. Oh, they're all ranked. Injury, death. That's good. So injury for spoilers. Boom. Get punched in the face. Good job, Ryan. That's great. Some food to help build muscles. Muscles.
That's a nice illustration.
Yeah. Super cool. Good color palette.
Mm-hmm.
Super strong.
It's nicely balanced too.
Yeah. Even this rice down here, it blends in nicely. Yeah,
Yeah.
great job. And yeah, just makes sense. The human body. The brain's up here. Well, maybe not for some people. No. Well, that's questionable.
Yeah.
Lungs are right here. Large intestines are right there.
I like that graphic though. That's cool.
It's super cute. It's
the
like has
colors-
personality.
Yeah, and the colors look so nice. They're nice like jewel tones.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's hard to pull off yellow like for
Yeah.
such a large area, but it works.
Very much, yeah.
Great stuff. All right, 4 rules of healthy eating. Eating mode, balanced diet, pleasure of eating. Yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
Good,
I wish
good.
that there was actual like content in there, not lorem ipsum
Yeah,
subtext.
and I'm not sure. Like, I would think these 3 would be related if they're all the leaf, and then there's this should be something else. So, kind of like
Yeah.
why is it
Like
pointing
that-
to that area?
That would be like the reason for healthy eating, and the others are like the benefits of it.
Your child's health in the home.
I like this like, ta-da, jazz handing baby.
I like a little red. Watch out for this. Don't have windows open and, you know, hot pans and meds out and all that stuff. Good.
I like how the line looks like it's tipping the chair over.
Yeah. At a glance, we get the idea. I didn't have to read any of the text, so that's good. That's
Yeah.
what an infographic should do. All right, things to do in a day to stay healthy. First of all, sit, relax, and watch Adobe Live is one. Aside from that, sleep, drink, work. Yeah,
Nice.
cool. Good stuff. That is Esther's. Good job. Shout out to Madi, who has entered plenty in these contests. Medical. So this is good. I like the overall color scheme. Got some pop of color here. I don't really know what's what.
Yeah, this looks like it would be a brochure though.
Yeah, it does look like a brochure because you're expecting to kind of like the title's over here.
Yeah,
so you
I'd
think
almost
you probably fold it or who knows what.
Yeah, I'd almost expect this to be flipped. Or if they were to sit it in a way where the blue infographic would be on the bottom, because that would end up weighting it too much, because if you had that on top, it would feel very top heavy.
Yeah, and that's good. Just kind of the But overall, this is
Yeah.
good. I mean, it's obviously like
nice.
well balanced
Yeah.
and everything. So I don't know what any of those numbers mean, but Giuliano, number of deaths for leading causes.
So the leading causes of death.
I would
essentially, or-
say, yeah, some of this doesn't quite make sense because if this is out of 100%, wouldn't 4.1 that slice be smaller? I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's just okay. So I get it. So 4.1 is to there.
Oh, okay.
So a lot going on here, and I
Yeah.
kind of got to decipher it. And I shouldn't
Yeah.
have to worry about the top 10. It should just be like, show me that this is obviously number one because it's the largest. So do
Right.
I need to put number one in there? So I would say simplify it,
Yeah.
but cool nonetheless.
Yeah.
We kind of reviewed this one before.
I'm gonna say, didn't we see this one this morning?
Yeah, but it's still good.
Yeah,
Yoga is
that
good.
millennial pink. It's always
Millennial pink.
Always
Yoga,
a strong choice.
very hipster of ya.
and that yellow works really nice with the millennial pink.
It helps if you had, again, Adobe Live for one of these for like
Yeah, because I mean,
inspiration.
let's be honest, this
Butter
is a
us
very
up.
relaxing stream.
It is very chill.
I always like, whenever I'm home, I do what I call the lurkin work, where I just have it playing and I'm working on my own stuff, and it
That's
feels
good.
like I'm in a studio with people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brent
coffee.
Grow. We're all about the coffee.
Heck yeah.
Both dark, medium, and light roasts.
The first thing I did this morning, went downstairs, got a double espresso.
That's right. And
Heck
did you get
yeah.
a string on it?
No, I didn't. They cheated me out of a string.
Great. It's good. I love it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And again, that's Brent's. Ooh, we still have more. So, youth sports injuries.
I got my work
Oh,
cut out for
man.
me.
Oh, he's getting beat up. Bam, bam, bam.
Oh, poor child. I like his
Oh,
eyes.
this right. Oh, this hurts. This hurts. This hurts. Even my football hurts.
Sounds like me in the mornings.
This is
Everything
kind of hard
hurts.
to read.
Yeah, that's a little. I think that black is almost a little too much contrast.
And plus, considering you have all this space here, so
Yeah, as we saw earlier, as I was drawing the blue, it's very hard to do a blue on black if it's a darker blue.
yeah, this is good. I mean, there's like real data in here, so I'm like, I wondered, did you
Oh,
really
he
like do
goes-
all this research? That's crazy.
She says that's me. It's supposed to have a white background.
Oh, I wonder why it's not coming in white.
Is it a PNG?
Oh, maybe that's it.
If you saved it out as a PNG, it'll automatically do a black background.
Yeah, if it has some transparency there, then
Yeah.
And she did mention, I think it was Desiree that was like, okay, I actually made the illustration before,
Yeah.
but I put it in infographic form. Totally
a-
legit.
It's a cute little illustration, I do have to say.
Yeah, that's super strong. And again,
Oh, she says, yeah, transparency. Okay. So we'll try to pretend.
we'll pretend we can visualize.
Yeah, we're creatives. We're artistic.
And you can tell because here it's lighter. So
Yeah.
Good call. Good job, Desiree. Tennis shoulder, elbow, knee, and ankle. Can you have what? All those parts of your body are good at tennis? Just kidding. Dumb joke.
Bottom cheek.
Love it though.
Yeah.
Love it. Elegant font, elegant illustration.
Yeah, it looks
Good
like
font
you'd see it in a,
choice.
yeah, it looks like you'd see that in a doctor's office.
Yeah. It kind of makes me, it's such nice and so nice and elegant. I almost want to have tennis elbow. It's that good. Shakti
Is this another like
changes.
iteration from this morning?
Oh, maybe this is it.
I think this might be an iteration from this morning. I feel like I remember possibly seeing this. Is my mom in the chat today? I don't know. She hasn't said anything. If she is, I think she's just watching, to be honest. I think she's just lurking. Because she texted me beforehand and thought she was late because of the time difference.
This is good. Good one too. Shakti's Angela. Cycling facts. You can fit up to 35 people on a tandem bicycle.
Who decided to
has-
figure that out?
Who has a tandem bicycle that big? Yeah, China has like all the bicycles. 66% of people never bike.
I think the only thing I'd like to see would be the text in white, maybe, because it's a little harder with the yellow to. There's a little bit of a vibration. It works for the outlines,
Yeah.
but with text, there's just a slight vibration, and it'll almost bump it up to like a semi-bold, and just increase the kerning a little bit, just so it doesn't feel so tight.
I love the facts though. I'm like
Yeah.
totally intrigued. This is the
much.
only one that I've read all of them. And I
Yeah.
love how you mixed it up with this. Is kind of fun. That's a fun font.
Yeah.
Healthy
Oh, that's
snacks for Star Wars fans. Oh, well played. Spock loves Wookiee snacks. Well played. Well played. Whose is this? We gotta just do let's see who did this. Let's just grab their name. Steve Santiago. Steve, you are hilarious.
Look at Val.
Energy bar, bananas, popcorn, raspberries. Into it. Good job. You used the
Yeah.
template, but also like made it their own. And I love this shape.
I do, and I love the contrast. It's very,
It
very
glows.
nice.
See how that glows?
Yeah.
Oh, well played, my friend. Steve Santiago.
Very nice.
Healthy swaps.
Oh, it's animated.
Oh, wow.
Mind blown.
See what they did? They're like,
Yeah.
they took what was from yesterday. They're like, here.
I like it.
Good job.
I like the little hand lettering right at the very end on the fridge.
Oh, on the side. Yeah.
Yeah.
Martina. Okay, women's heart health. Okay, cool. Everything's easy to read. Move more, blah, blah, blah. Good. And again, I'm just kind of
It is?
checking the
Yeah.
time. We have so many entries. We'll probably revisit some of these. That one, let me just refresh the page, make sure. We'll see where we're at.
Okay.
Okay, there's two more. Alex Garza's
Life cycle of trees. I like that.
acorn sprout, sapling tree,
Those look like
snag.
Sid brushes.
It looks like fun with the brushes.
Yeah.
It's good. And it's very relatable to your session, which is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I think
I
there's mad
appreciate it.
props. Good job, Alex. All right, your daily mix: vegetables, fruit, whey protein. I like the play on words mix.
Yeah. It's a
good.
little hard to read the lettering at the top with the gradient, but I like the retro feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
When you use gray as a background color, you have to be so careful because it's very easy for colors to vibrate and not mesh very well. Like the orange works, but the green sort of is disappearing and the yellow is kind of disappearing.
Yeah. Exactly. But still good.
Still good, yeah.
Good play on words. Your daily mix, and again, that is Massimiliano. And these are all our crazy entries. Wow, now we gotta get these.
Yeah. How do we narrow it down?
Ah. Well, we'll just kind of go through this.
Yeah.
Good job. Obviously created today.
Yeah.
Going again, pretty strong. Really,
Yeah,
we
I like
have a
that
couple.
one.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I like that one because it has a lot of good facts.
Let's get rid of that. This
Yeah.
one's, I mean, that one's still good. We'll keep it
Yeah.
up. This one, again, really strong. I wish I could see that in white, so we'll keep it
Yeah.
up. This one's good. Again, we saw that one earlier, so I'm going to close that. This one,
And a little
kind
hard
of
to
confusing.
figure out. This one was,
There's no data. I don't know what.
Yeah, it's a little hard to figure out,
01. And this is okay, but could have laid out the information a little better. This is just
Yeah.
cute for the baby, but probably isn't going to make it.
yeah, this one, I love the illustration, but I'm not sure the layout works.
Yeah, and how are those three things related to the other
Right.
part of carrot? We'll keep that one.
Yeah.
That one's fun. I mean, some of
Yeah.
these are. This is hilarious.
Yeah, that one I just love the concept of that one. I think it's
So,
hilarious.
we're just so impressed by everybody's work they're doing. Again, that one's probably all original.
yeah,
You're up against some steep competition.
yeah,
You
very
know.
much.
Even this one with the dirty needle. Sorry.
I love the colors of that one.
This one's
too.
really good, but I'm almost like, did you really just made this today? Like, oh, I don't know. I don't have time to fact check this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But super strong. And these are geez, we still have like 10.
Okay, so
Wow.
let's nick Muscle Man.
Okay.
Yeah, let's nick Muscle Man.
And compared to the others, this one, again,
Yeah,
props,
concept
super
is fantastic,
hilarious.
but-
You're killing it. But again, steep competition. This
I love the color.
is hard. This
I
one
know.
probably isn't going to make it.
No, I love the color of it though, and it's really well done.
This one's
I
fun.
I
but-
love the painting. I wish there was a little more information,
Yeah.
and I wish I know that you probably did the lettering potentially with a mouse, so I would almost say if you're going to go for that, either find a font that looks a little more hand rendered, or go a little slower so that you don't have something where it looks like tro versus tree.
And sapling, and I don't know what this snag is. I've never heard that, but yeah, I agree with you. But super strong, like probably the best like illustration we've seen. So that one's good, that one's good, that one's looking pretty good. They're all kind of still in the mix, but hopefully one rises to the top. This is a tough one because like, I don't know, there's a lot going on with it.
Because I like how it's laid out as like the prevention, elimination of, I'm gonna try and decipher this, the elimination of the causes, symptoms, and treatments. But, and I really like it, and because I'm someone that I do kind of understand Spanish, it works for me to be able to read it, but it's one of those where I almost think you could call these out a little more and have them separated with their own color boxes.
I think it kind of needs its own little structure.
Yeah, I would like to see it more like not side by side, but full poster.
Nice, yeah, I agree. Awesome, pretty good. Pretty good, but it needs more. So we're gonna close this. This one's again super strong.
It's so cute. I just wish there wasn't that transparency, but I do love all the information that's in there.
We're kind of bouncing around with fonts. Like this is a different font from there. These are different sizes.
Rule of thumb: stick to 3. One is a title, one is a subhead, one is your
But
body,
Desiree, very cool.
Yes,
like we don't want to be mean or anything. We're just like, you're up against tough.
Yeah.
You complain to the other people in chat because they're killing. Everybody's like, raising the bar. We got to close that one. That one's probably just.
I wish that one had a little more information about like what, symptoms or how to treat or something. Like what to look for in each thing.
So it's kind of like, again, this is not really a democracy. We just appreciate everybody's opinion, but like it's kind of down to like if you wanted to pick one, if you could say, hey, I like this one just because, you could go with that.
Let me see
I have 4, and I could put them all side by side if you want me to.
Yeah, can we try to do that? Because then I can see everything together, just to get a good idea of what's there.
Everything might be a little smaller,
but I feel like I'm such someone where like if you're gonna do a tooth thing, it should be really. I would like to see it a little more engaging, and a little more on the like, let's entertain kids.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Because I don't
kind of missing some inspiration or something.
To be honest, most dental offices, if they're not a pediatric dentist, you walk in and it's just pictures of people smiling. It's not like actual fact posters. And I say this from experience because I've tried.
All right, so we'll just leave these 4 up. Everybody can you could say 1, 2.
Yeah. What I love though is like you can see these
1,
first
2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry.
These first 3 are very similar in color schemes. You see that?
Did you want me to cut this one?
Yeah, I think we're gonna cut that.
All right, so these will be like our top 4. So this will make it easier for voting. Sorry, you can feel free if you want to try to sway.
Yeah.
Sway.
I kind of
Shauna and myself. Or
I love the funniness in the Star Wars one. I like the GIF one. I keep coming back to the human body because I just love the concept and I really love the illustration.
The human body is good.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about this one. I feel like, it's still really good. These are all really strong.
Good.
Like you can't go wrong with any of these.
Yeah, this is a really hard decision.
It hurts. It hurts.
It hurts my heart because I wish I could just give one to everybody.
I know.
But I think.
But whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I think let's nix the Star Wars one. I really love it. I love the colors, and I love the funniness of it. I do love that humor in there, but I wish there was like a little more, like you could have really played on that humor, like healthy snacks, like popcorn. You could have given a reason why and had it be very snarky and silly.
Yeah.
To feel you while you do a movie.
I think we have like maybe a minute.
Human body.
Boom! Human body it is! Boom! Congratulations.
Congratulations.
The human body. Again, it doesn't have to be complex to win.
Yes.
This is really simple.
I think it's
easy.
I like it. I think
organized.
And
we questioned some of the data. We're not sure if everybody actually has a brain, but that's up for debate.
Yeah.
And just to double check whose that is, maybe you can tell me, but it looks like our winner
Oh, she's
is
freaking out in
Rach.
chat. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Rach.
Good job.
Well done.
This was fun.
So good.
Yes.
10 seconds left. Shauna Lynn, everybody. Thank you so much, Shauna.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Loved having you. Stick around, everybody. We have Jesse Thomas, Taylor Crisdale up next.
And if you follow me on Twitter, you can grab this later.
Yes. We'll take it.
Yes.
Thanks, everyone.